My chief. Yes. What is it? A message from your father. It's a recall. He wants you to hand the army over to Osric and return home immediately. What is it? It pertains to your sister, to her cancer. There is nothing I can do about that, but there is something that I can do here. Should I send a reply? No, send nothing. I will deal with my father later. Hello and welcome, connoisseurs of Crusader Kings 3, friends and newcomers alike. My name is Hunter, and we are here again with High Chieftain Findbar, with the Tress of the Isles. Oh, 53 years old. We've been at this for a really long time. But, you know, that's how it goes, right? So much to do. We're trying to put an end to our rival in the north, because we believe that she is responsible for a murder plot against us and one of our daughters, possibly two of them, because there was a murder plot we noticed earlier. Hopefully we can make this happen pretty fast. Not sure how strong she is compared to us. We're stronger than her without allies. Of course, our allies are coming. We're not employing a wet nurse, which I don't think we need right now. We don't have any very young children. No, we don't. So that's fine. We don't need a wet nurse. We're missing a champion, but we're almost always missing a champion. We have so many available to us. Fourth in line to inherit Alba. We finally solved that problem. Powerful vassals, one of the council. They're literally both my children, and they're literally perfectly happy to let things be. Fear's situation has somewhat recovered down here. He now has 2 daughters. It would be good if he got a son, but he still has many years left, and his wife is very healthy, which is good. He, on the other hand, he has had some serious stress problems. He's not in great shape. I mean, he's fine, right? Like, he's fine. He's not fine. He's holding stress level 2. He's gonna start beating himself and throwing his money away again. He's 80 gold in debt. My instincts tell me that we should give him a gift. Should we give him a gift? I don't know. Can't really just pull him out of debt. I need my money for this damn war. Hopefully the boy figures himself out before this happens, because I love him and I understand his grief, but things aren't turning out so great for him. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, so an enemy is joined. Her only ally is old Count Dumnogel, our daughter's widow. I'm glad I didn't marry one of my daughters to him. Though, truth be told, if I had, he wouldn't be joining this war. That's kind of like a ironic thought right there. If I had married a daughter to him, he wouldn't be in this war. But because he's in this war, I'm glad that I didn't marry a daughter to him. Head scratch, head scratch, head scratch. It is Norway. My counselor died of internal injuries due to the fact he was maimed. Spymaster? Realistically, him? She's not really good enough at anything to give her a job, and she's just a mayor. So we're gonna put this person in, our relatively new champion, Togorol, the Mongol. He came a long way. Came a long, long way. He was attached to that Catholic lady when we brought her in. Let's begin our sieges up here. I think she's probably hired mercenaries, and she's probably going to come over and try to take advantage of the fact our allies are going to take a bit to get here. Pretty sure, though, with our allies, we're gonna have this. She hasn't hired mercenaries yet, so that's a thing. If she does, well, hopefully our allies get here fast enough. That's all I gotta say. Let's put this aside for a second. Who is in charge of this army? Is it me or is it my son? It's me. Do I have somebody better at sieges than me? I do not, I don't think. No. No. So we'll just do it ourselves then. That's fine. Learn languages. The High Chieftain that cares. It's no secret that I'm working hard on learning the Anglic language, and it seems that it's becoming common knowledge among the Anglo-Saxon peasantry. They're referring to me as the High Chieftain that cares. A flattering thing indeed. Even the lower nobles are lauding my efforts. I feel my efforts have brought Gaels and Anglo-Saxons closer together. Perhaps I should hold a speech in both Anglic and... Good luck? Nick them forget me, I can't afford distractions. This is most fortunate. Cultural acceptance by one between us. I mean, I'm not really going after Anglo-Saxon cultural acceptance, to be fair. Although I do like them. Let's see if the speech works out. You deliver a fantastic speech. Nice. Nice. I deserve I deserve all of the praise that I get from these people. I am just that good. Okay, we will negotiate an alliance with our grandson. They have landed him in Lindsay. That's cute. You're really not supposed to land children, though. That's an emergency thing. It's not a thing you just do. But whatever, you know. It's not up to me. I'm up here. They're down there. Good. 150 gold, and we're gaining gold because we are, of course, tribal. Okay, let's see what we've got going on here. I propose a betrothal between my son and heir, Andrew de Cantabria, and your daughter, Narvla Mac Gabráin. He's a frickin' dwarf, though. You are king of where? Where are you king of? Asturias? There's a dwarf king in Asturias? The question remains, can I do better than a dwarven prince for Narvala? I think she'll do fine. I mean, he's not ugly as dwarf goes, right? He will be a king one day. He was originally married to this woman who died and gave him no children. It wasn't like something weird like executed. No, she died of measles. No, let's do it. That's fine. That seems perfectly acceptable. So our allies are coming. That's great. Hopefully they will be able to assist. We're gonna continue with our sieges up here, though. We're not gonna snap out that fast. We're not gonna head down there right away. I do wonder, what did Catelyn... Oh, right, I forgot she had cancer. Oh, I forgot she had cancer. I'm like, did she just randomly die? Okay, well, now that my daughter has officially died, I need to return home. So we put this army under Osric so that my son can also come home. I don't know if Fergus will even come if I do this, but I'm going to... I'm going to forbid both Fergus and Fergus, that's the wrong order, but you know what I mean, from being knights so that they can attend their sister's funeral. And then we will do a funeral. We're going to bury her in Colander, which is where we buried her sister. We don't need to make haste or hire mercenaries. It's literally 1 foot away. This is my daughter. We're here to mourn. Let's manage guests. Fergus is coming because I temporarily unknighted him. Fergus isn't. I suppose in a way that makes sense. I'm gonna start the funeral, but I'm gonna ask him personally to come. Where is it? Where's invite to event? Why is he not able to come? That's very weird. Abandoned hoof. Ask to take vows. In prison. How are we going to interpret this? I think we're going to interpret this that he doesn't want to leave the war. Now, I did already remove him, which means that this is not going to actually work. But, I'm going to put him back in the army. And even though he won't be able to teleport back there, this will represent him, him missing the funeral because he refused to withdraw from the field of battle fighting the Norse. Seems like a him thing to do. Seems like good roleplay, to be fair. So that's how we're going to do it. Calendar is to be Causantin's final resting place, and I am left alone to gather my thoughts and prepare for the arrival of the honored mourners. Narvala. Yeah, it was her. She's plotting to kill me. Good job, man. Good job, my man. That validates my war 100%. She just abandoned the murder scheme. Her children are coming. That makes a lot of sense that her children would come. Is her husband coming? Not her husband. That's the wrong... Oh no, this is... This is like the Irish daughter, right? This is the Irish connection. So lots of people are coming. There's Fergus, like I said. Okay. This is the Prince of England. Of course, her mother. This is my son. This is the Queen of England. Okay. It's disappointing that her husband didn't come. This is one of my granddaughters. Not sure where he was going. Is the reason they're not coming the husbands of my daughters, both dead and living, because they're allies in my war and they can't leave for that reason? I think that might be the case. I'm not sure. I'll look into it more deeply as we go. But that might just be it. That would make sense because I can't remove them like I can my own knights and commanders. I'll abandon the hook on him. He's very recognizable, the Neil man, so I'm pretty sure I'd notice him right away. Her children are all coming, so he's letting his children come unescorted. That's great. I just assume somebody's going to get them, maybe my wife. The Prince of England is coming, which is pretty hilarious. But his mother is also coming, so that's fine. All right. 3 months until it begins. Let's go up north and manage the war for a bit. We're gonna take Osric off, and we're gonna put our son back in charge now that he's free. Better way even to handle the idea that he is refusing to withdraw to the funeral because he's so obsessed with fighting the Norse. You know, the reason the other two aren't coming is probably because they're in charge of armies, if I was going to guess. Yeah, I didn't even think that through. Of course they're in charge of armies. What you guys doing? You're spending, like, so much gold? Like, so much gold. For what purpose? Just to flip on and off over and over again? You sure you know what you're doing? Or you like, did you like lose your mind or something? I'm not sure what's happening. We'll come down the south here. So the English troops are all arriving. That's good. I and the other mourners take reprieve from our grief to enjoy a great bounty of food. Earl Ingolfer of Annandale, usually the lifeblood of any feast, now sits across me misty-eyed with an untouched goblet. So he is telling us that we shouldn't be drinking and enjoying ourselves. So I am going to join the... I'm going to do a round of drinks for everybody. I feel a quiet calm wash over me, gazing around the room of mourners. Some eyes are strained red, while others see this like any other cause for a gathering. One soul, however, looks to me with uncertainty as he tugs my side. My son, Connell, does not weep openly, but does not seem unmoved like the other children present. High Chieftain Findbar of the Isles, what happened to Causantin? Why is everybody sad? She's in heaven now. Whoops. Whoops. I mean, it's the truth, though. It's the truth. Can't hide that stuff from kids. Sorry, kid, but you can't hide that stuff from kids. The shadows of mourners no longer loom over me, and I'm at last given a moment alone. What a quiet comfort I could take in such a moment without the rattling and prattling of other guests in my ears. Just me and my thoughts of High Chieftainess Causantin of Meath. It feels good. Yes. Yes, it does. Funeral. One of the guests. Before me, a feasting table stocked high with all manner of food and drink. If High Chieftainess Causantin of Meath were trying to offer a final act of magnanimity before parting. High Chieftainess Gormlaw of the Isles has so far refused to lay a finger on the banquet, however, her swirling her goblet around in solace. Her middle-distance stare falls wearily upon me, and with a quiet nod she raises her drink high to High Chieftainess Causantin of Meath. Truly one of the greats. To High Chieftainess Causantin of Meath. We could ask her what she really meant to her. I mean, I don't need the stress down, right? I'd rather... I mean, I don't really need opinion up with my wife either. We're friends and soulmates, but still. Lovers. We're not soulmates, we're lovers. No, we're our soulmates, that's right. Of all the figures venerated and villainous, none have been desired more than our departed High Chieftainess Causantin of Meath. With her crowd of weepers and gawkers finding other subjects to satisfy their fascination, I am at least left with a moment of solace between myself and my daughter. Time for a quiet prayer. I allow myself a moment of grief. I promise to be a better lord. Unrelenting devotion. I promise to be a better High Chieftain. I will come to a better understanding of these things through this. In a quiet corner of the church, I overhear High Chieftainess Gormlaw of the Isles chatting with a group of mourners. She somberly gestures me over. We all have fond memories of High Chieftainess Causantin of Meath. I was just talking about the time I gave birth to my daughter, Causantin. Tell me, have you any memories to share? Memories are too painful. Apparently we've used our time here to do some work. That seems a little bit weird, but sound foundations is good. Each living child... Oh, that's almost sad. I still have more living children than dead children, though, right? And I'm almost a family hierarch. That's actually pretty cool. I mean, patriarch, right? That's really cool. Yeah. The last chance. The sorrowful line marches on, the line to have a last moment with High Chieftainess Causantin of Meath. A last whisper, a long goodbye, a last nothing at the last place anyone will see her again. Truly a privilege it is to be here. The line brings me ever closer until at last the figure in front of me parts, and there is nothing but a veil between me and her. Quiet bow, and I part. I make a speech promising to rule in her honor. This follows up well on the fact that we said we would rule in her honor. I speak of her virtues. No, I'm going to promise to rule in her honor. That was a highly unlikely outcome. Well, that's fine. Mourners move through the hall weeping in a kind of macabre dance, all for High Chieftainess Causantin of Meath. The unsettling silence of people holding back what they so desperately wish to do. Silent screams never part their lips, hard-fought battles against tears being lost, so ashamed of their own grief. I rise to my feet and allow myself to get lost in the dance with my fellow mourners. I must remain strong. Okay. Funeral for a second daughter. First to the typhus. Second to cancer. And now the time has come to commit High Chieftainess Causantin of Meath final rites before her final journey into the hereafter. Causantin's enshrouded body is held suspended above an open grave, surrounded by close friends and family. Stood at her head is you, a privileged place of mourning afforded to only a magnanimous host. I look upon the lifeless body of my daughter and lament. No father should ever live to see his own children be so cruelly snuffed out. At last, her body is lowered into the earth, and the funeral is officially completed with a prayer. Beautiful. Okay, burial is done. Finish the funeral. Go home. What is this war for? This war is the holy war for the Jarldom of Lothian. You are fighting Sweden for this essential piece of connecting territory in South Alba. Makes sense. Good luck. But I am here to fight in the north. You guys are wasting so much money continuously going back and forth to the sea. It's actually kind of embarrassing. You wanna actually fight that guy, or are you just gonna like go back to the sea? Because if you go back to the sea, I mean, it's your money, right? It's not my money. Both of these wars are winning on our side. Of course, we're winning our war. Should we take a boat back out and take the army back over? No, I don't think we want to see our son right now. He and I are going to have words. What is this? Promote a legend. Okay, so this is promoting Alfred's legend. He is dead now. He is dead now. We have no legend seeds of our own. Distant legends, the Battle of Kent. Somebody's doing Roman heritage. Child benefits from spouse's tutelage. Navila. Good. Why don't you guys attack them? Like, why don't you do this? I don't understand you guys at all. Like, this doesn't make any sense. I would love it if you guys would just do this. Like, they're right there. Could ya even break the siege? Like, I'm gonna do the capital now, and if you guys decide to not fight him, then I don't know, I guess whatever. Doesn't make any sense to me that you would let him unsiege when you're standing right there. You got backup. Like, there's definitely people here. It's all right. It's all right. We'll be fine. We'll win it in time. I think we're gonna drop besiegers here so that we can use our army to direct our allies. Right? So we're gonna direct our allies this way, and hopefully they'll join us to actually fight them here. That's the hope, at least. You know? We're gonna win this battle, which is good. Oh, one of our champions got killed by a berserker. Okay, let's see who else is in our prison. Also, this guy. Well, we will convert and recruit him because he's actually good. He's not great, but he's good. And this guy, we will demand he will not convert. All right, so he will need to be executed. A little bit of stress because we're forgiving. But we're taking it. If you don't accept conversion, you meet death. This is simply the way of it. There's just... That's just it. That's just how it goes. There is no other thing to say. If you don't accept our generous offer of conversion, you meet death. So Connell's education has been helped by his mother. Excellent. Nice to see. I am taking this army... Wait, I didn't want them to go to sea. I wanted to go here with that. Oh, whatever. That's why. It's confusing. The game is confused by this because of how weird this area is to move around in. Should be using, like, shift moves and stuff for these battles, not, So we are winning here. Our champion wounded Aethelstan. Our champion Alfred of Demon maimed Oystein. Our champion wounded another guy, so we're just wounding the heck out of them. We are winning this all over the place. Another 2 prisoners, 3 prisoners taken. This boy. Probably too old to have his culture changed. He's worth 25 gold, so we'll give him back. And this girl was supposed to be marrying him. This is our rival. No, this is not our rival. Okay. Can negotiate their release. Actually, we'll try to... Will you buy her back? You will in a minute. And this guy... We will actually recruit him. He is already Catholic. Should be fine. And then we will obviously ransom her as well. And we have won this war, so we should just enforce our demands right now. Victory. So be it. Stop. Stop, stop, stop. We have stripped our rival of all of her titles. We have to figure out something about this. We're going to disband all here. And we really need to think about this. Okay, before we decide what's going to happen up here, we are going to have to try and see. He became diligent, apparently, right after the funeral. Which is a pretty good trait. He is a 75% chance, eh? Let's do it. Let's see what he does. So he has decided that his path is to be a monk. That takes him out of succession. So now what we need to do is we need to decide what the problem here, what we're going to do. So it goes like this. Our son here is being we're putting fear in charge of Island, a Norse territory, and he needs to figure this out. He needs to figure out what his thoughts are about this, because he should not have missed his sister's funeral. That's literally freaking absurd. This may seem like a reward, but this is stuff he would have gained anyway, and it's going to require him to actually live among the Nords between now and when I die, so he can figure out what the heck his truth is. We can't make him a duke yet, because of course we can't hold the title. We can make the title and hold it ourselves, which we probably should just do. So we're going to make the Duchy of Iceland. There we are. Now we are going to wait for our troops to regenerate, I suppose. We have no legend seeds that are worthwhile. Gonna ask our head of faith for gold. He'll pop right back what we just spent right there. And then we can send fear up to make his peace with the Nords. It's up to him. He's got to figure it out. He needs to figure it out. How are you going to rule these guys? You know? How are we going to rule these guys when the time comes for you to do so? We're going to raise a runestone. Of course we are. We are going to raise a runestone, in spite of the fact it's stressful, to commemorate the removal of our rival from her lands and titles. She could now die of old age in ignominy someplace. Feels like her son has given up his quarrel. One of her sons was definitely... Oh, it's this son. Nope, he hasn't. Well, that's fine. Challenge him to a rival fight, which I think we're going to do after this. But we're going to do the Rock of Ages first. I think, even as an old man, we are his superior, with a superior warrior, and his honor will require him to do it. Now that I've decided what to put on my runestone, the question remains where to place it. I am going to put it... They don't want me to put it in any of the places I'd like to put it. I'd like to place it someplace up here. But no, I'm going to put it in the Inner Hebrides. Right? Yes, so this gives us a bunch of legitimacy, prestige, piety. It also gives us control growth. Great. That makes us ordained, so we have now capped our legitimacy, which is pretty awesome. How is Inslade doing? It's 3. So it's now equal to Strathearn. So it was suggested that I move to where Glasgow is, but I don't actually own that, and I don't intend to war for any more internal territory inside of Alba. I'm pretty sure he would that his original idea is what he would do. Now that they're equal in development, right? Now that this has all been cleaned up and the halls here are as good as the ones in Stirling, I'm sure he'd move. I am 100% sure he'd move. Once we get 180, we'll upgrade the holding here. So we're just gonna move the capital to Inslade, just like that. What does that do to the succession? Nothing really. It leaves everything exactly as we would expect it to be. Good. So we've now moved home. We're home. We're home. We're home. With that, I think we're actually not going to unpause. I think we're going to put this episode to an end. Actually, maybe we should tick through our learn language of the Pope. Yeah, I feel accomplished. We have successfully learned the language of the Pope. What a great Anglic success that is. It's also the language of our past friend Alfred, who we wish we had learned it while he was still alive, but better late than never. And with that, I think we're going to bring this episode to an end. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you join me the next time we are here with, now getting old, Findbar with the Tress of the Isles. I didn't mention this, but Gormlaw is now infirm. So she's poor health. She probably won't be around for too much longer. And we are feeling fine still, but we have no benefits. All right. Bye for now.